Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We are here to kick off the weekend. Pam and Ricky join me, and to counter the prices that we saw over the Cake Bake Shop this past weekend, we are talking about the best value locations for your dining dollar at Walt Disney World. Where can you go to get good value when you want to sit down and have a meal around property? We talk resorts, we talk theme park dining, and we just give you some ideas to think about when it comes time to make those next ADRs to get a great meal at a great price. Don't forget, our show always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. And check this out, for value, no cost to you. And we always chase down that best price for you, so you don't have to worry about that either. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Costs you nothing extra, and it supports the show with every purchase you make. So thank you so much for that. Also, please become a patron of our show. It's just $5 a month, and that support keeps us on the air. Thank you to our patrons that are already supporting us. That means so much to us. And if you support us, you get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this weekend. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2571 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend already. And again, we're thinking about our friends and our extended family down in Central Florida. Hope you are doing all right, and that the worst of the storm has passed on by, and that recovery is happening. But we're going to have a topic here today. We're going to talk a little Disney dining and hopefully take your mind off things and talk about our favorite place, Walt Disney World. So joining me today, your friend and mine. You can find her over at themouseforless.com, and of course, a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com as well. We have Ricky. Ricky, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And yep, hoping that everything was okay, and definitely thinking about everybody down in Florida right now. So
that is correct. So
yes.
What is happening up in Georgia? Where you picked apples last week?
We did.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys got picked peaches or something?
No, I'm not I'll eat peaches, but I am not the biggest it's got to be like the peaches and the the syrup and stuff like that. That's like my jam, but I'm not big on just eating a peach by itself. But anyway, no, I was actually, we went apple picking last weekend, and I was so enamored with the fact that Lucy was so into apple picking. She wanted to carry the bag. She wanted to put the apples in it herself. And I'm telling you, this bag got really heavy. Even Brian and I were carrying it. I'm like, how is this baby carrying this bag? But she was muscling it, man. She was doing awesome. So yeah, she was so into the apple picking this weekend. So that was good. I'm not sure if I remember right. I think my in-laws might be in town this weekend. It's either this weekend or next weekend. And I know there's, I think, an Oktoberfest thing that they want to do. So that might be what we do this weekend. I'm not entirely sure though. So fall, October is here. And I feel like there's something every weekend from now until the end of the year at this point. So it's just going to be a crazy next few months for sure. So,
what's funny is here in St. Louis, we have a lot of Oktoberfests, but they happen in September. It's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
I know. It's St. Charles.
Yeah, it's not October.
I know. It's just a reason to spell October weird and drink beer. Yeah. I've noticed that. We have a lot of German area. We live in a very German area.
Yes.
And lots of Oktoberfests. And I'm German, but I don't like beer.
We have Helen, Georgia here, and that's famous for their Oktoberfest, but you will not find me anywhere close to Helen, Georgia during Oktoberfest because it is just nuts, crazy busy. So the whole town is themed to like that Bavarian, like literally every building looks like a Bavarian, like it came out of your Bavarian dreams. Awesome. I don't know. It's so crazy, but so awesome too.
So it's probably really like Herman here in Missouri.
Probably, yeah.
Herman's sweet. Go to Herman, Missouri, out on I-70. All right. Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, what does the weekend have in store for you out in PA?
Oh, so I'm supposed to be down in FL.
Oh, yeah, so too bad. I was going to say something, but I almost gave another set of letters there, but it'd be NSF.
I know. So I don't know. We're just going to see. We're just going to see what the storm does and, play it by ear, as they say. But yes, I have a conference coming up next week. So that's where we're supposed to be. But we had some beautiful fall weather last weekend. Like one of the weekends where you're like, okay, I remembered. This is why we live here. Like it's really gorgeous. And it's just beautiful. Our sunsets have been spectacular every night. So it was easy to be grateful for a lot of things, but and in the fall, like fall's a great time of year, I think, especially when you live where we do, where we get the change of seasons and whatnot. The leaves are starting to change, so all of that's pretty spectacular.
This is one of the better times to live because, when it's January, we're like, okay, buddy, you guys are lucky dogs.
Why do we live here?
Right now.
Someone play this episode for me.
Yes, right now we're living the high life because, you get the crisp mornings, the warm afternoons, the leaves are beautiful. Yes. Like it's pretty prime. Right now it's prime where we live in this, Midwestern climate.
We can brag on it a little bit, but it doesn't happen very often.
It's pretty sweet right now. I will admit that. This is pretty good stuff. Because Monday Night Football was in Pittsburgh Monday night. I will say, theory is, I saw people there was thunder and lightning, like serious lightning on TV, but people were holding terrible towels over their heads. Those things keep you safe from lightning, apparently. I don't know.
Absolutely, yes. I think they have mystical properties. Yes, they've been around for forever, right?
I think this person may be killed down there in the lower bowl, but they have a terrible towel over their head. So I guess God does not strike down Steelers fans. Apparently,
Myron Cope did this for us. So.
I do not know. Anyway, so they were playing the Cowboys, man. It's God's team, so I wouldn't tempt fate. But it's neither here nor there because we got two powerful fan bases. I don't want to mess with either. So let's talk. Right. Let's get back on topic here and talk Disney. So on Sunday night, and we'll probably continue the conversation this Sunday night during the live show at 7:00 Eastern, 6 Central. Join us and give us a call. But right before that, Sunday afternoon, the news broke that. I don't know if it was when Martin Luther posted the thesis on the church there, that somebody went over to the boardwalk and posted the menu. That's how I pictured it. I mean, my brain is not right, but that's how I posted. Somebody went there with a hammer and a nail, and next to exactly, just on the old ESPN sign with those little white lights that used to light up. And bam, 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 and ran as fast as they could before anybody saw them post it, and bam, and all the bloggers came out from their little holes and took pictures and posted them online, and they're like, "This is good," and people are like, "This is great, man! I'm gonna get a million hits on this one. This cannot be real because this is."
You will notice I did not write an article about this because my website does not go for the clickbait, so I didn't go for the 18.
It's not clickbait though. I texted the Scott. I was like, dude. I'm like, this is served up. I mean, this is they put it on a tee for us on a Sunday night. I mean, they put it on a Sunday afternoon. We are talking about this tonight, man, because dude, this has got to be like a hen or whatever, whoever lays the egg.
The golden egg,
man. I mean, what does this egg taste like?
It's gotta be a golden egg for a $23 egg sandwich.
And what does an $8 Coke taste like? And then we're debating, do you get refills? Do you not get refills? Is fountain? Is this a can? Is this, I don't know. So we had the whole discussion about that. And so real quick, because we're going to talk about the counter to this, we're going to talk about the best value places, not the cheapest, but where you get the most bang for your buck dining around Walt Disney World, where you can really kind of get the great value in dining. But what was your initial thoughts when you saw the menu and the prices? I mean, just in general, because the thing is, we talked about this on Sunday night. We can't really judge the place yet because we haven't seen serving sizes. We haven't seen quality. We haven't seen service. We haven't seen ambiance. That stuff is hard to quantify. And, there's a lot still to be said. But I mean, out of the gate, little heart stopping, for $11 orange juice and $9 chocolate milk. I mean, holy cow. But Pam Forrester, what say you today before the walls come tumbling down?
So I thought it was very brave of them to post that. And I think the part that I kept wondering was, okay, as I look at the sandwiches or as I look at the breakfast or whatever, like what is included in there? Because it really just mentioned like the entree. I'm like, do I get a side with the sandwich?
Or is it just this?
Is it just this? And with the breakfast too, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe this is like a weird mentality, but I'm like, okay, I get the eggs, but what comes with it? Do I get like a meat and also like whatever? Like it wasn't very, I don't know, if that were my restaurant and even if those were the prices and I knew those were the prices I was going to charge, I would have a description like of what was included. And so my description would help to justify perhaps the cost of some of these things. Now, I think that it's really challenging when you're looking at that to not have all that information. And by contrast, didn't it feel like some of the cakes were priced really well? I thought that the cake prices for those cakes were not bad. I kept looking at it. I kept going back to it and looking. I'm like, is that just for a slice of cake? Because if it's a slice, then that's outrageous. But
no, it is. I think it is a slice. I think it's no. I think it's $28 a slice. I think it's a slice.
Oh.
No, I think it is a slice. I'm pretty sure.
You do?
Yeah, because I think we looked up
too.
a pie is $85.
Oh.
Wade called in and he saw the price that a pie was $85 and a slice of cake's $28.
Okay, so sorry. Then I retract my
statement.
Yeah, no, I think it's $28 a slice. Now the slices are supposed to be pretty big, but I think it's $28 a slice.
Yeah, but I can buy a whole cake for $28.
Apparently, Costco has a really killer pie for like $11.
I can go to Publix and buy a fancy cake. And, that would be just as fancy as probably what they have there.
That's apples and oranges. I mean, I get that, right? I mean, this is a totally different thing. I mean, because then you got
the Magic Kingdom and eat my cake on the train station at the Magic Kingdom and have a really good view. So,
I mean, I'm not trying to totally like dog on this place, but I think Pam makes a great point. Like here's the point I'm trying to make. What was the goal of posting a menu like this preemptively without descriptions or pictures or like it's so like there's so many times where I think like who's doing the marketing or the PR or this kind of like relations where you would post just like eggs Benedict, whatever it was, like $36 or like just put chocolate milk $9 without a descriptor, you know what I'm saying? Or without like quantifying it and showing ambiance because like I've always said with people, like read the room, you know what I'm saying? Like read the room. Like, what does that look like to like Mike Rallman in Missouri or, somebody, just like Joe in Kansas, you know what I'm saying? Like that is shocking. Like just don't show it until it opens. You know what I'm saying? Like you're better off just holding that back. I don't think there's like an upside to that.
Even compared to other, I mean, when you think about the fantastic bakery, like Amaret's or even Gideon's in terms of their cake, the slices of those are like Gideon's slice of cake is huge. Like it lasts us days when we get it. Like, I mean, and I think it's like $10.
It's not as expensive.
It's gonna make Gideon's look like Aldi's. I mean, it's gonna be.
Exactly.
And Amaret's, like, even though their desserts are very labor intense, I'm sure, and they're beautiful. We've talked about this. They're like little works of art. I just am not sure that you're not paying anywhere near $28 for even one of their little cakes.
Yeah, I'm looking
like $14.
Yeah, I'm looking at Gideon's right now. Gideon's slices are $9 a piece. Right. So and people line up for hours for Gideon's cookies and cake slices. Right. So
and last night we looked at the Croque Madame at Primo Piatto versus the Cake Bake Shop for something like savory. I think it's like $34.99 at the Cake Bake Shop, and you go over to Primo Piatto, which that's one of my favorite things to eat on property. It's so good. $12.99.
Yeah.
Right. Now the difference is table service versus
Right.
counter.
I agree.
Agreed. But we don't even know if the table service comes with
I mean, but do they give you like a shave and like,
True.
you know, they put a mint on your pillow and you get back to your hotel? I mean, I don't know.
So I feel like this is kind of reminiscent to what happened with like, remember when STK came in and like they just completely missed the mark? And I think the Edison kind of did the same thing in a way too. Like both of that, but more I feel like STK, like they just completely missed it, and they had just the most expensive menu items. And then I feel like now they've kind of gone, oh, maybe we need to rethink this. So like that's the only thing I can think of is like they're just gonna have these prices for now and then be like, oh, maybe we need to rethink this. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But like
I think STK, you're right in the space. Like in STK, it was challenging for them because they were really trying. It almost seemed as if they were applying some of the things that they learned from their Vegas restaurant into the Disney Spring ones. Like it would become like a nightclub after a certain point in
that's
time.
not
They were
what
like
happened.
a DJ. It was loud. It was like crazy. And now they backed off of that and they have instead a successful happy hour that people go to and other things like that. So, I mean, I think that is, but I don't know. Again, I'm excited about some of the menu items, and I was super excited about the tea. But I will tell you that I have done the tea in a number of beautiful restaurants around the country, including in New York at the Plaza. And I'm a little worried that it's going to rival the price of the Palm Court at the Plaza in New York. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this. I'm absolutely willing to give it a shot. I've heard great things about the food. I've heard the food is good. I feel like we need a little more information on this and maybe some photos.
I agree.
I feel
we
like
need information.
I feel like this is a place that, and I, you know, based off of what I know from the one in Indiana, like it's a place where you go for like a really special occasion, like say a bachelorette
like
party,
Texas Roadhouse
or bridal. Yes, Texas Roadhouse. Yes,
just
like
kidding.
a bridal party shower or a baby shower or, you know, a fancy birthday or something like that. Which I get, like that is a destination location. Not that Walt Disney World isn't a destination location, but it's a destination in itself. So having a destination location at a destination, I'm not sure that people are going to be like, hey, you know, let's have our bridal shower experience at, you know, the Cake Bake Shop. They might, but I feel like, you know, in what I see at Disney World, people are much more interested in drinking around the world at Epcot for their, you know, their bridal shower type stuff, bachelorette parties. So like, I don't know if
it's not a small space. At some point you're going to want some bums and seats.
You are not wrong.
And mostly people are going to be in you know, theme park attire. You know, it's not going to be like people in quinceañera, you know, dresses like in the whole place. Like Pam said, it's huge. And the irony of it is the biggest irony for me is they're replacing one of the most blue collar places that was on property in ESPN Club. I mean, I just calling it what it is. I mean, it marketed to like Mike Rallman, you know what I'm saying? People like me that wanted to go watch an SEC football game on a Saturday.
I mean,
it was full of people. It was full of people eating nachos. They could watch. They could watch
some jalapeno poppers and some chicken tenders.
It was marketing to dudes that like you could watch the game while you stood at the urinal. I'm just saying you could. Like there were.
Look how many people always ask the question of where can I watch the game at Walt Disney World?
It was ESPN,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and now you got this place
that's
charging $38, you know, $28 for a slice of pizza and $8 for a Coke. It's like it is so crazy. I mean, it's so wild.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
And the Boardwalk lost Big River and ESPN Club, so they're when you're staying at the Boardwalk, you're looking for someplace to grab a meal.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I think that's what's good about it is even though all these things have happened, we will give it a chance.
Yeah.
And if there may be a podcast down the road where we're like totally wrong.
God,
34
God,
crow,
oh my
middle
God,
one,
that'll be eating
I'm
some
gonna-
crow.
I'm gonna do this though. I am not taking my family to dine here. If I go there, I'm
No.
going there by myself, and then I'll make the decision
Dude.
on whether I think it's my family is worth it.
100%. Mallory always picks the most expensive of anything. Like of anything, she always picks the most. I'm not even taking her near the boardwalk ever
No, don't
from
do
now
that.
on.
No.
Like the boardwalk does not exist. We're never going to. We're never going to Trattoria ever again. We're not getting ice cream on the boardwalk.
No.
It does not exist. We're never staying at the boardwalk, beach club, yacht club. We're just not even going to Crescent Lake anymore because she will try to get in that place and I will have to get a second mortgage.
Yes,
We're good.
exactly. Yes.
She's gonna want the $28 cake.
She is not getting a $28 cake. I could buy her 5 cakes at Sam's. I'm sorry. That's what she's getting. And I got so many rewards points at Dairy Queen. I'll get her a frozen Blizzard cake for free.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's get to today's topic. Another 20 minutes in. Best value. Okay, let's just go through. One of my places was mentioned on Friday. I think you get the best bang for your buck for a table service restaurant is Beer Garden over at Epcot and World Showcase. It's not, it's a buffet if you're into this. Now you got to be into this. But the reason I say it's best value, it's not that we're not looking for the cheapest places to eat, but this is a table service restaurant. It's all you can eat. So everybody's going to leave stuffed. You have lots of it is heavy food, but if you're really looking to fill yourself up and you could skip another meal after this, you could get it for lunch and you're good for the rest of the day. You get a little show. I love that show. It's kind of that outside, inside kind of environment where you feel like you're in a Bavarian town. I love the bells and the big, the Ricola horn that they play. And, it's entertainment. You get to hang out with other people. Some people like that. I enjoy that. You get to meet other people. You got the big beer steins or Cokes or whatever you're drinking. It's got great desserts, underrated desserts. And it's quite affordable for a dining experience in World Showcase. And I know a lot of people, don't think about Beer Garden. It is one of my favorite places to eat. The food is so, it's not just sausage. It's not just bratwurst. There's a lot of other stuff on. Check out the menu, but for your value, Beer Garden. Check it out. But again, don't tell everybody else. It's our secret. So that's where I'm going for best value locations around Walt Disney World. So Pam, let's try to get through a few of these so we can actually have a show.
We have a show. It just may not be one people want to listen to. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't talk about what we were supposed to talk about, but it's
Right.
all good. So I wanted to name, while we're at it, a couple places that will be really good value if you're on the dining plan. Because I know we're going to talk about different things, but I thought these were important to mention too. One of them is Polite Pig. And this is got to be the best place to use your quick service credit of any place on property. It's fantastic. The food's great. Lots of good drinks to choose from, both with alcohol and without. Just so many different things. So if you're on the dining plan, that's a great place. You're going to want to consider that for a quick service location. Another place that is a great value if you're on the dining plan is also Chef Mickey's and many of your other character meals, but in particular Chef Mickey's because the price point is so high. If you're going to Chef Mickey's, look at the dining plan. You're going to save money. Period. End of story. Mm-hmm. And if you have kids that are 10 and under, you're going to save money by looking at that. So I wanted to mention those two.
Because if you ever get the bill at Chef Mickey's and you're not on the
I've
dining
gotten
plan,
that bill.
I remember the last time I got the bill because that was the last time we went. I couldn't believe it because I was not on the dining plan that trip. I mean, that was probably...
Maybe that's what happened with the bakery. They went to Chef Mickey's and saw the prices. So they're like, oh, our food's better than this.
It's one of those things though. Like I get like with Chef Mickey's, like it's a time versus it's a convenience. You're paying a convenience fee is what you're doing.
100%.
You're getting a pretty decent, variety of foods, but they're not like you're not writing home really about the selection. I mean, you're getting your basic foods and your breakfast pizzas and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's a convenience fee because you're meeting, you're wiping them all out there during breakfast. You get all your pictures, your character meet and greets, cute pictures, and it's fun. You swing them in napkins and stuff.
Lots of good stuff.
It's fun. But you are you're buying back that time of meeting all the characters later in the day or the trip. So
100%.
Imagine doing that times 6 because that's how much I paid for my entire family to dine at Chef Mickey's for my 40th birthday. So yeah, that one hurt.
That's what you do.
That one hurt just a little bit. Not gonna lie. But that was Brian's doing. He's like, I'll pay for your whole family to go to Chef Mickey's. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could have had a chocolate milk and a couple slices of
I
cake.
could have had a chocolate milk and just a couple slices of cake. It's fine.
All right, Ricky, what else we got for good values around Walt Disney World?
So I hate sharing my secret because I really think it is a fantastic secret, and I don't want people to start going there because right now it's somewhat okay, easy-ish to get a reservation here. But I feel like if I talk about it too much, it's gonna start, getting really hard. But my place is also a buffet. And it is for either breakfast or lunch. Yeah, lunch or dinner. I think they do lunch there. Maybe it's just dinner, but it's Boma at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Uh, it is such a fantastic option for any meal that you want to have there. Breakfast is so good. They have the traditional, American breakfast items, but then they also have some breakfast items that have African and Indian kind of flavors to them as well. It's so kind of interesting trying some of the different flavors to breakfast of things that we don't consider as breakfast items necessarily here, but they do in Africa, and so that part's really interesting. But then there's also the dinner, which again has African inspired dishes on the dinner menu, as well as some American inspired ones as too. But there's so much here. I trust me, I don't love buffets because I usually will just go up one time and get all the food I want to eat at that point. And I don't usually go back up again except for dessert. Like, that's just me. It's just how I am. Once I eat my plate, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm full enough. Dessert is fine. And then buffets really are a waste for me because I really will only eat one plate. But here I go back a couple times because the food is just so good. And we've talked about it before, but at dinner time, they have some amazing soups that are just ridiculously delicious. There's a butternut squash soup that they have that they actually do serve at the Mara as well. And it is seriously, I think, the best butternut squash soup I've ever had in my entire life. I went back to the Mara just to get the butternut squash soup. That's how good this was. So I'm going to definitely say that Boma is going to be a really good option for, a meal. It's so delicious. So
There are a lot of good options there. I've gone on holidays though where the bills there. That one New Year's Eve, I remember we were there.
I don't think they do the holiday surcharge anymore.
They don't?
I think they.
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh.
think they do. I
That'd
think
be
they
nice.
did away with that. Yeah, so I think you're okay.
That one New Year's Eve, I was like, whoa.
I know,
Well, 'cause I have a
that
whole
hurt.
family there too. I was like, wow, that was a lot.
Yeah, but it's so yummy.
And that's Len's, by the way, favorite. So we got
Yes.
it in there for
Len,
Len.
good choice.
Out
Good
in
choice.
Maryland. All right, so I have two because we're going to try to get these in here timely because I want to make sure you guys get some things to think about so you can really get good value in your dining. One is Mama Melrose over at the studios. If you're looking for it, and maybe I'm in the mood for Italian because both of these picks are going to be Italian restaurants. But again, this is one of those sleeper places. Again, easy to get an ADR too because a lot of people don't think about it. There's kind of the more flashy places, Sci-Fi, 50s Prime Time, Brown Derby over at the studios kind of go first. But they have things, there's actually a steak on the menu there that's not super costly. There's lasagna, a couple other good items on the menu, not too costly. So think about Mama Melrose. Also, where we're never going to get to go again, unfortunately, because of the Cake Bake Shop, because it's on the boardwalk, but it is Trattoria Al Forno. That's another place.
Never eating here again.
I love that place. I go there all the time. Now, that is probably my favorite lasagna. I'm a lasagna connoisseur. I don't know if you knew that. But the lasagna there, it comes out in this really cool looking, it looks like a flower or something. It's like this really cool shape. You ever had lasagna
Oh yeah, it
there?
does. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man, it tastes so good. I'd probably pay 2 slices of Cake Bake Shop pizza or cake prices for that right now. It's so good, like $52, 56, whatever. Because that stuff is so good. And they have, bread and they have flatbreads and good appetizers like those little cheese balls. I don't know what they're really called, but they're like big balls of cheese that are fried. What are those called?
Like the cheese curds?
Yeah, they're like big cheese balls. They come out like 4 of them for the table.
Is it the I
Oh,
know what you're talking-
arancini.
Yeah, arancini. That's
whatever
I
they
just
are. They're good.
Yeah.
Scott always orders them for the table. He's a
Yeah.
good guy.
Yeah.
So we get those, but salads and the lasagna. But the prices over there aren't too bad, and you get to eat there right on the boardwalk, easy to get to, just right outside of Epcot. But so Trattoria Al Forno and Mama Melrose, 2 places where you're going to get good bang for your buck. And pasta, always good. Runners, wine and dine's coming up. Eat up, carb load. All right, Pam, go ahead.
Okay, so I was thinking about this before. First of all, I'm going to put out Homecoming there as a choice.
Yes.
I think their prices are so good,
Agreed.
especially for the size of the portions that you get and the quality of food that you're going to get. There's just so much from which to choose on the
You are
menu,
not wrong.
and it's just all really good. Yeah,
I just
right?
ate there recently, and I got their chicken, the fried chicken. It was 4 chicken thighs just for myself, and I said there is no way I'm eating 4 chicken thighs. And so
Challenge accepted.
yeah, no, I ended up taking 2 of them home. And I literally brought them home with me to Atlanta, and then I put them like in ice so that I made sure that they
That is
stayed
so much
okay.
work. Just eat the suckers.
No. I was like, I'm taking this home, and I put them in ice, and I brought them home with me, and I had them for lunch later that week. They were delightful. I put them in the air fryer. They were so yummy.
You are
not gonna lie.
something wrong with you.
So it really is a good location, and I think that value-wise, it's really good. The other one I'm going to put out there too is Ale and Compass. I think as one of the locations that is not a signature table service restaurant, but it is a table service location. They have some really good options from which to choose, and their pricing is good. And remember, it's just a one credit table service location if you're on the dining plan, but there's lots of really good things there. I will say that their lemon chicken is really, really good. It's like they call it brick lemon chicken or something like that, but it's really good. They also always have different flatbreads. It's sort of rotating. There's usually some standbys, and there's a short rib one, I believe, that is really good. So try that one. But lots of good stuff there. So
Ricky,
I mean, Ale and Compass has always been a favorite of mine.
Yes.
The unfortunate part is I can never get a breakfast ADR there anymore. So y'all
seriously,
need to stop going.
really? Because that used to be like
Yeah.
the easiest, like
It used
one,
to be
even when
so
it was
easy
Captain
to get.
Cook's. Captain
It
Cook's,
used
like
to
you could
be-
walk in. You know,
It
anytime.
used to be so easy to get. I cannot get a Ale and Compass ADR and like last minute anymore. Like
Well,
it
that's
is
your problem,
so
last minute.
ridiculous. Well, but I can get everything else last minute usually. The only one I usually can't is Kona. So like, because I'm always looking, the couple days before or whatever, and usually, back in the day, I could get Ale and Compass easy, but yeah, cannot get it anymore. So stop going to Ale and Compass.
Does Ale and Compass still have that a la carte, but also the buffet kind of thing that Captain Cook's had? Is that still an option there?
I don't know
like
if
hybrid?
they don't have the full buffet that they used to have. They may have one though, like up by the.
Because remember how they had like a back room kind of like.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore.
half
That
buffet
doesn't
deal?
exist.
That was,
No,
I
that
love
doesn't
that
exist.
because like you could order a la carte, but you could also get the buffet too.
Yeah, they don't have that.
That was the
They
bomb.
do have, like, if they have a buffet, I think it's like right in where the kitchen is, and it's a much smaller buffet option than it used to be. So
Yeah.
I know they don't have the full one though.
I haven't had breakfast there in a bit.
Yeah, no, I haven't either because I can't get a reservation. I tell you, I literally look every single time I'm down there, and I haven't eaten there in years at this point because everybody's eating an Ale and
Okay,
Compass.
quit pounding your arm. You're into
sorry,
the mic.
I'm so
Okay,
angry.
you're killing people's ears. Okay, go ahead. Just you're like you're a judge or something. Stop.
I know. I'm so angry. I'm
You-
sorry.
Pam and I are
sorry.
both going with our
I'm sorry.
headphones, and so is all
sorry.
the thousands of listeners on the bus right now are like, stop, Ricky,
Ow!
quit pounding. Go ahead, continue.
Angry. All right. Anyway, okay. So my other options, I'm gonna say first of all, if you're looking for counter service, Satuli Canteen is always a great choice. I feel like the portion sizing is so good here. And you can almost share a meal here, I feel like. And it's so good. You get meat, you get the grain with it. And it's kind of like a create your own, which is really cool too. So that part's really fantastic. It is very hard to dine here though. We actually just dined here when we were there a couple weeks ago, and they will not let you go in the restaurant
Nope.
even now without having basically a mobile order already done. So, and
Which
it like
I
says it's
totally
ready.
appreciate that. That
Which I do
is-
too, yeah.
Disney, thank you for doing that, because
Yes.
otherwise people hang out in there for 2 hours with no
Exactly.
food. And then when you get your food and you're the dad or the mom with 2 trays and you're circling like a
Yes.
helicopter trying to come in. You can't find a
Although
table.
it was still very busy, and we basically lucked into a spot, but I will say that it's still very difficult to get in there. And if you wanted to eat outside, no chance, because those are all
Free for all.
taken
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other one I'm going to suggest is another one that I ate recently, and that's Beaches and Cream. Again, another really hard one to get in. They made adjustments to the restaurant recently where they expanded it a little bit, but it's still, it's not huge. It's a very small restaurant. Not a lot of places for large parties. So if you're going there as a large party, just know you may have to wait a while. But Beaches and Cream is always a standout. You can get I got a couple of appetizers, share those, and then ice cream. You're good. So.
All right. So I'm going to give actually I have 2, and they're on the Walt Disney World app. They're next door neighbors, actually. It's so funny. My first one, Steakhouse 71 over the Contemporary. Good value, great food. Oh my gosh. I love the food. This is just I'm picturing Italian. Now this is American food, all American, baby. Just good stuff. And I want to say, because this is a good comparison to what we were talking about earlier, because they have a wedge piece of cake that is to die for at Steakhouse 71. I got to check out how much theirs is. By the way, they have Eggs Benedict, $17. How much was the Eggs Benedict over at the Cake Bake Shop? I think it was like $79 or something. I don't know. It wasn't that. It was expensive, but it wasn't 17. Dude, it was expensive. Okay, I'm looking for that piece of cake. Where's that piece of cake? Show there's breakfast. Hang on, they don't serve cake at breakfast. What kind of place is Steakhouse 71? Okay, dinner. Well, I gotta find that slice of cake here. Where's that desserts? The Steakhouse 71 signature chocolate cake, which I'm telling you will change your life. Okay, here we're playing Price is Right. Don't look it up. Pam, you're looking it up, aren't you? Don't look it up. Did you look it up?
No, 100% not looking it up.
Ricky, did you? Okay, you know what piece of cake I'm talking about, right? Everybody knows, right? You've seen the piece of cake from Steakhouse 71. Pam, what is your bid on the piece of cake at Steakhouse 71? Now that we've talked about the $28 slice at Cake Bake Shop, how much is that piece of cake at Steakhouse 71?
$12.
I'm going to say 14.
Oh, you guys split the difference. It's $13.
There we go.
But I mean, guy, I feel like they're giving it away for free at this point, dude.
Right?
Disney's playing psychological games with us at this point. They're totally screwing with us, because now I'm like, oh my God, it's so cheap. Like 48 hours ago, I'm like, I'm paying $13 for a slice of cake.
Now you're like, $13, bring it on.
They're totally messing.
Right.
I just figured out their game. Dude, they're messing with us.
You're like, one for me and one for my friend.
Everybody gets cake. The whole table gets
Make
cake.
it rain cake. Well, actually, Scott and I did that on a bus one night after going up to Top of the World. We had like 4 pieces left because we ordered too much after a tequila flight. That was neither here nor there. But yeah, Steakhouse 71, good value, great food. Oh my gosh, the sides there are so good, and the steakhouse burger and all that stuff. Okay, so that
The steakhouse burger.
Oh man, we gotta stop doing shows like this at dinner time. Smuckers, it has to be good. But here's the other thing: Splitsville at Disney Springs. They have such a wide menu. They have pizzas are super good, and you could share those. And when you share a pizza, I mean, you're talking about great value, and they have some really exotic pizzas that are super tasty. They got burgers and fries and kinds of wraps and,
Sushis
sandwiches and sushi.
sandwiches.
Oh my gosh, they have a great menu, and the food is outstanding.
They have entrees, like dinner entrees, if that's what
Yes.
you're looking for.
And it is not expensive. I mean, it's like right in there, just like maybe a click above like an Applebee's price. I mean, it's destination price, but I mean, it is not like an arm and a leg. So if you're not going to bowl and you want to see a game or some kind of a sporting event, man, Splitsville, keep it on your radar. That food is rocking.
100%.
Yeah, so that's my last one. So let's go, Pam, maybe a place or two more, and we'll
I
Ricky
do.
will grab more.
So I'm gonna, of course, I love my lounges, right? So I'm gonna give a couple of those. First of all, Three Bridges, I think, is a decent value. First of all, the setting itself is worth a few dollars upcharge on
Yes.
each entree, right? Because it's
It
gorgeous.
is nice.
But they have some really interesting entrees, and it's just I have spent some fantastic evenings there, just enjoying the setting, the food, the drinks, the service, all of that. It's a great place to check out. And also, I'm gonna put up there Banana Cabana from Caribbean Beach is a good place. Yeah, I know it's a sleeper because not many people think about having a meal there, but they have meal options. So stop by. They have wings. They have sandwiches. They have other things. It's worth checking out. And again, it's a really nice setting. It's outdoors, something to think about there. Finally, I'm going to mention over at Port Orleans Riverside, you have boat rides. If you're looking for
Ooh.
value, they actually have sort of an all you care to enjoy kind of platter, I think, that's sort of Whispering Canyon esque. And that is worth checking out. If not, it's a sampler platter. And I honestly can't remember. I was looking at it the other day for someone, the boat rights menu, and I was like, oh my gosh, they really have that? So that was worth checking out to see that. But they have a lot of really fun stuff there. And after you go there for dinner, make sure if it's on, I believe it's Thursday through Sunday night, you can head over to the lounge and hear some great jazz. We love doing that. And again, I almost don't want to recommend this because I don't want it to get any more busy than it is. But yeah, it's a really good time there. And it is an all you care to enjoy platter of Mike. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Ribs.
Give it to me. Oof.
Ribs,
Oof.
Cajun
Nice.
chicken,
Yes.
smoked sausage, barbecue
Hallelujah.
beef brisket, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, roasted corn with Cajun butter, and seasonal vegetables. Hello.
Amen. And God bless the Cajun South.
And by the way, $36.
Oh,
Nice.
see, look at that.
Look at a
Okay,
piece of
okay.
cake
Think
for
about
the-
this.
Yeah,
let's
right?
let's compare economics here. One piece of cake, or all that goodness for like a couple extra bucks. Holy
All you
smokes!
here to eat. You could eat it
Oh.
all and get a whole nother plate of it.
Is Ed Ogeron, former coach of the LSU Tigers, would say, "Go Tigers and go to boat rides." My SEC fans will get that joke.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a deep,
that's a deep
personal
that's a- yeah.
recommendation.
That's a deep take right there. But
Okay,
man, the
good.
people that get it will crack up on that one, I hope. All right, Ricky, bring us home. Land the plane. Let's go. Best
Well,
value.
I feel like, we have to mention Blaze Pizza. It's one that I still feel like it's a good value of a pizza. We have them around here now. They feel like they're a little more common. Over the past few years, they've definitely grown. And I feel like the pizza's maybe not as good as it used to be. I can't believe I'm saying those words, but I still feel like it's a solid choice for, people who are looking for a good quick service kind of meal at Disney Springs. And then the last one I was going to go with, which Pam, just sort of briefly mentioned, was Whispering Canyon. You do have the all you care to eat skillets for breakfast or for dinner, and they're delightful. They're so delicious. They have different options of skillets at dinner. They have the regular option. I think they have a pork option, and then I think they also have a more vegetarian option as well. And then, of course, for breakfast, who doesn't love having just all you can eat Mickey waffles served to you on a platter, and bacon and eggs and stuff like that. So it's a really, really great option. And they also have the all you care to drink milkshakes too, which you could put away a lot of milkshakes at that point. So that's a good option as well. I'm just saying. Maybe I would only drink like one milkshake.
That takes discipline because that could
It
end up
takes a
being
lot of
a lot of
discipline.
calories. I mean, if you just
That-
keep drinking milkshakes, that'd be great for like a wrestler or something. But
That could
man.
hurt. I'm just saying
geez.
that you leave rolling out of there and you don't feel so good. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's pain.
maybe it's not a great option to have all you care to drink milkshakes, but it's there if you want it. So I
Yeah,
mean,
that could be painful. Remember, you gotta go back out in the 100-degree weather.
You
man.
do, yes.
And sometimes you get the meat sweats. Could you imagine the meat sweats and the dairy sweats at the same time? That's definitely like 50-50 on a trip to the ER.
No, thank you.
Think about your copay first before you do that combo.
I can't even think about the milkshake thing. Like,
Oh my
I can't
God.
drink milk.
Yes.
Like, I even like thinking about an all-you-can-drink milkshake is like.
No.
Yeah, you should probably stop at one.
Yeah, you should, but.
I mean, but I've done stupid things. So, I mean, because it is tempting.
Yes, it is.
I'm tempted right now.
I mean, if you're offered all you care to drink milkshakes, you want to try to take him up on that,
but I mean,
right?
we've all seen Willy Wonka, right? The never-ending gobstopper.
It's true.
Dude, it happens. I'm just saying, even to the best of us.
Don't be Veruca.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Couldn't remember her name. I thought it was Violet or Veruca. It was Veruca Salt. There you go. They also had a good song named Seether in the 90s. There you go. All right, so we're going to jump out of here and wish you a great weekend. And again, we're thinking about all our friends down in Florida. Hope you are safe. And if you need anything, please do let us know. All right, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you get to your favorite Disney destination. And again, our service is absolutely no cost to you. It costs the same as booking directly through Disney. And you get first class concierge level service with each and every trip. Just check out the details this weekend as you're relaxing on the sofa or just playing around on your phone. The website looks great on mobile devices as well. Just swing by themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. You can support us just $5 a month. And for that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this weekend. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. To give us a follow on the social media, Ricky's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. We'd love to see you over on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And of course, we'll have the BOGP open line this Sunday night, 2 nights from tonight. Scott joins me. We open up the phone lines and we go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Give us a call. Let's talk Disney. Give us your best value dining locations around Walt Disney World. Give us updates from your latest trip. Let's just talk Disney. Let's have a good time to close out the weekend. And finally, join us in the clubhouse. We love talking Disney with our listeners. It's our little community. We love it over there. We share pictures from our daily, what's going on in our little parts of the world. We have fitness challenges going on. We have folks boots on the ground at Walt Disney World. We talk sports. It's our clubhouse. It's our cheers. It's where we all get together and just hang out and get through life. It's fun. So come on over this weekend. beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right, so we get back together again on Monday with another fun trip report. For Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.